Hey guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. So weird. How come like today I feel like my head is so shiny? Let me do this. No, doesn't help. That's weird, hey? Anyway, sorry, my name is Ruowen Huang. I am an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today, I want to talk about spiritual arrogance. I don't know if you guys ever heard this term before, but anyway, the reason I want to talk about it is I realize it's actually very common, more than we know. Spiritual arrogance is basically mean when somebody studies spirituality for a point of time or to a certain point, they start to believe that they know way more than other people do. Therefore, they start using whatever the knowledge they have or experience they have, start criticize other people's behavior. So instead of able to inspire others or make other people want to do the same thing, spiritual arrogance usually often create very opposite impact on others. That means they will make other people feel more dislike what they're doing instead of want to try what they're doing. So anyway, the reason I would talk about that is I'm not going to deny it. I too go through that period of time, and I probably still have that sometime in my life, because I realize it especially will come up when you are dealing with people, probably close people, right? Especially sometimes your partner, like your partner or your husband or your boyfriend, girlfriend, it's not like we are in the position to criticize they're wrong, but I guess it all comes with the intention you wish they experience what you experience, right? So often when you are giving advice or things like that, it may sound like you are being arrogant, like you think you know better, which at least my husband say, I always act like I know everything. But this is where my arrogance kick in. Compared to my husband, I do think I know everything. Compared to the universe, I only know 2%. So see, this is where the arrogance kick in, right? So the reason I want to talk about it's not easy, really. What I want to talk is because this is not an easy task, right? Even though most of us who pursuing spiritual journey are aware this is not good, but somehow, some way, we cannot quite control ourselves in some situation, especially in the situation we are frustrated. We are frustrated with the people we're dealing with, or we are frustrated with the circumstance we're dealing with. When that kind of situation, that means when we somehow somewhat are trapped in our own story, right? That arrogance will come out. But really, if you ever step back and think about it, arrogance pretty much only exists in human perception. That means only we human but have that attitude walking around thinking I'm way better than you. You know what I mean? Because really it falls into part of the task we so had to learn to overcome or find a balance point of it, right? Because anyway, one day I'll come back and talk about various tasks we have to work as a soul. That's why we choose to reincarnate into this life. But here just to give you a little bit test of arrogance is somehow fall into one of the tasks we have to work on. So at the beginning of my stage, remember yesterday I talked about when I was starting to the culture, like studying spiritual to a certain level, right? I too have a desire to differentiate myself, to make myself different from others, or to prove they are all wrong or I'm all right, because that's what we do when we know to a certain point, right? It's not until you guys probably heard me saying too, the more I learn, and then I realize how little I know, right? So at that moment, I think in the previous episode, I also mentioned to you guys, my higher spirit explained it to me. That's where human mostly stuck. the reason they are not evolving or continue growing is because they are stuck by the arrogance. The arrogance that all of a sudden make them want to create their own religions. They want to start collecting believer, or they want to, make themselves higher than other people, right? So, later on you will see that too. You will often see that through humans' description or wording, we often have that hidden in the religions, in various religions. It's very subtle, but it's there. If you learn to step back and see it, you will see it's there, right? So that's why my higher spirits mentioned to me, a lot of time, once they start a spiritual journey, that means they start to digging within themselves, start to do the search, like what it is that the soul want, what is it that the soul try to achieve, right? They very often stop by the arrogance because they think they know everything already, right? So once they start to think they know everything already, what end up happening is then they no longer want to improve themselves or continue moving forward and search something else. Right. So, or they just doing whatever they think they're good. This is all I know. And then they continue preaching it, believing there's nothing else for them to learn. So in that regard, what happened is they start, they're starting having this arrogance and criticize what other people do wrong. Right. And then therefore it's not going any forward. This special behavior will apply to a lot of things. You realize eventually it's not just spiritual arrogance, it's about anything. It can be, religion's arrogance, sometimes it could be health arrogance, sometimes, somebody work out for so long and all of a sudden they think they know it all and then that's all they do. And then some people think they're nutrition's arrogance. Once you eat something, they think, they know it all. They tell you how to live a life, and then this is the way you have to do it. If you don't do it, so if they notice you eat something the right way, criticize you. So the reason I talk about this is, for me, I learned through different aspects I learned all the different aspects through spiritual arrogance, right? By corrected by my spirit guide, and later on putting the broader scale and understanding, we actually exercise this way more than we believe, right? But I believe for you guys, other than spiritual arrogance, you probably notice that too. When people go to certain point or understand certain things, right, they tend to, instead of sharing with you, they tend to criticize you, right? And then we humans have an instinct. If we get criticized, we tend to defend ourselves, right? So what we did is, instead of accepting that might be another opportunity or possibility, what we do is we all of a sudden share ourselves and then believing whatever they have to say got nothing to offer for us, right? Because of all that things, I want to bring back to one concept. When I realize all this, right? my higher spirits also throw me a tip. So that's why I'm here to share with you guys. She say, if you can use that attitude and place it on any nature that you know, that is, if I can put a dog in that position, right, would that make sense, right? If that makes sense, then it falls into the universal law. If it doesn't make sense, then that thing is something we need to work on. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm here, because what she really want to try to tell me is, understand how universal work. You have to first accept individuality. By accepting individuality, that is to understand no one is the same. That is who I am today, what tests I have, and whatever will keep me healthy, whatever will keep me going, may or may not apply to you. I can only be in a position to share, but I shall never be in the position to criticize. You know what I mean? If I don't like you, I always have a choice. I have a choice to step away or choose to not to have that particular someone or something to happen again in my life. Am I in the position to criticize you are wrong? All wrong, nothing but wrong? That's not for me to say, because whoever that person is, they are led by their higher spirits. And then their spirit guide will always guide them and instruct the way that work for them. You know what I mean? So that's why later on, using the example, it's not so complicated. Basically, whatever you're doing right now, assuming you are a pig or a dog, does that make sense? Would one pig go to tell the other pig what to eat so it can be healthy? Not so much, right? They will eat. They might fight over the food, right? Would a dog go to tell the other dog, don't do that? You know, because I know better than you. Unlikely. I might demonstrate what is better for you, right? If you're watching a dog do something that is not so smart, I might go demonstrating it. But in regard of that dog follow or not follow, that's totally up to them. Because in universe, we respect one another. That is, no matter what level you are, no matter how much you know, whether I know more than you or not, we don't know. Right? I respect you as an individuality. That is, whatever choice do you make, whatever decision you make, whatever journey you are going through, I may or may not understand, but I will respect that, right? So anyway, that's why I just, roughly want to talk about it. I roughly want to talk about it because I realize arrogance doesn't only exist in spirituality. That means, since I don't go out and tell people what I know, you will not believe how many people want to spiritual talk me. That happen all the time, right? So, instead of speak up and say you are all wrong and things like that, as I say, if I put myself in a situation and believing there's always something I don't know, right? If there's something I don't know, then I would simply be curious what you have to say. Is there something you have to say that I don't really get it? Is that something I don't really get it? Maybe that's a way my spirit guide try to guide me to really want me to look inside myself. But what I do know is, if we always believe we don't know enough, right? Then we realize the universe got so much to offer for us to continue improving ourselves. The moment we think we know it all, right, we stop growing and we stop evolving. I understand, I'm not gonna lie, in the position where I am right now, I may sometimes make people think I have spiritual arrogance because it look like, the way I talk or speak so confidently look like I know everything. But as I continue telling you, I don't. Universe is so big, I only know 2%. That's 98% I don't know, right? But when we're dealing with people we love, especially, or people that we're close with, we may sometimes come across like spiritual arrogance because all we want to do is please understand this so you can have a taste that what I was going through, because that is something that you want for yourself, right? So anyway, I don't think there's an end goal for this, but if I can sum it up for you guys, universe is so big, we got so many different things going on, so many different souls in this world. In order to keep the universal balance, right, and really get on the track of evolution, we have to first understand individuality. Individuality means everybody's different, and everybody's have its own value and in this world, right? So instead of always have that intention to prove other people wrong and we are right, sometimes maybe step back a little and simply respect that. Respect we are different and understand I'm simply in the point to share, but whether you take it or not is totally your choice, because I believe your spirit guide will make the best choice for yourself, right? I do believe with that attitude, you are more likely to have people have an open mind to accept, what it is that you're going to say. And through that conversation, you too may also realize there's something in this interaction that you are gaining from, right? That may not be a spiritual knowledge, but it could be experience in the interaction that you have not have a hang on yet. So anyway, just share a bit of my thought. I am almost reaching my 100th episode. So that's like, I'm very proud of myself. I'm finally going to reach my goal. So, if you guys have any idea what I can do differently on my 100th episode, or, give me some tips, or if we can do something different, right? Let me know. Go to my Facebook, give me some idea and tips. I'm open for all suggestions, and then see if we can make it different or special. So anyway, till then, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Periscope, or go to my Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel, or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.